Hello, this is Katie from Vintage and Vinyl. I'll be spinning some rockin' 50s records every week here on my channel, as well as sharing some cool Coca-Cola collectibles and other neat vintage finds. Stay tuned!
Hey guys, this is Katie with Vintage and Vinyl, and I am in my car all ready to go hit the open road and do the Fat Bird Finds Your Hometown Challenge. I hope you'll ride along with me as I show you some beautiful neighborhoods, historic homes, and my favorite vintage and antique stores. This is going to be a fun video. A big thank you to Fat Bird Finds for doing this little challenge. I think it's a great way to live vicariously through everyone. Even though we can't go and travel right now, we can see the world at home through YouTube. So thank you so much. Please also ignore my dirty window. It is pollen season here and the car washes are not open, so we're working with what we have. Let's ride along, and I can't wait to show you what I find.
So this is the first stop on the Hometown Challenge tour, and you can see the big tall pointy building there is the Bank of America building, and next to it is the Wells Fargo building, and the beautiful Fuller Warren Bridge there lights up blue at night, and that blue light was made specifically for the Super Bowl, and that is a really great addition to our downtown landscape. The water's a bit choppy today, but that is not unusual for the St. Johns River. I love coming along this stretch and watching the many fishermen fish and just listening to the waves and seeing the downtown area. It's just a very peaceful place to be. Now this area is called the Five Points area, and it is a unique artist area with a lot of eclectic architecture styles. Every street is different, and the homes are always fun to see. A lot of them are on the historic registry, and they have some great history. At Christmas time, all the homes decorate to the hilt with vintage blow molds, lights, and they really put on a spectacular show. There's always a luminaria, hot chocolate for people walking around, carolers, and all the little shops come out and sell their wares on the corner. So it's a very fun celebration at Christmas here. I'll have to bring you guys back so you could see some of that. This park up here on the left is the Memorial Park, and it is a memorial to World War I veterans. There's a big fountain in the center of the park that hasn't run for years, but it's beautiful. It has a round globe with men coming out of it and an angel on the top, and I think the men symbolize the lives lost during the war. So this park has a lot of people in it today. I think since things have been lifted, everyone's out enjoying some sunshine. I personally am not getting out of my car. I am immune compromised, so I am being very careful about how I do things these days, and I'm not back in the antique stores or the thrift stores yet, but I hope to be soon because I do really miss that. I have enjoyed just going for a drive in my car, and today is a lovely day for a drive. It's just beautiful outside. A very hot 98 degrees though in Florida. This building coming up on the right is the Black Sheep Restaurant. It has beautiful views of downtown. You can eat on the rooftop deck, and it is very akin to the building in New York, the Flatiron Building. It has that same style of architecture. Now coming up here on the corner is one of my very favorite restaurants called Hovan. And Hovan is a Mediterranean place. I've eaten there for years, and the owners are so nice. I love them. I really hope they do well during this pandemic. I've been worried actually about them staying open. So hopefully people can go eat and enjoy some of their food. If you can, do support your local businesses during this time. So here's the main strip. There's a rock store, vintage game store where you can play Pac-Man. And oh, there's 5 Points Vintage. That is one of my favorite vintage stores. You can see they have antiques, junk, and more, and a mask sign on their window. So they are asking people to wear masks and social distance, but they're still open. So good. I hope they're doing well. They have some great vintage vinyl. And here's the historic Sunray Cinema. This movie theater is so unique. When you go inside, it has the old style seats. It's just a two-screen theater, but it has the old seats with the table in the middle, and you can order food from their in-house restaurant, and they bring it to you. So it's a really fun experience if you love vintage and going to the movies. This restaurant here on the right on the corner is called Hawkers, and we eat there a lot. I love their food. It's just Asian street fare, and it's a great, great restaurant. Here's the beautiful Presbyterian Church. I love the way the light comes in the middle of the day and bounces off the stained glass windows. I think that it's really beautiful, and you really can't beat it. There's nothing like it at all. This park here is what I call the duck park, and the reason I call it that is because when I was a kid, I used to come here to feed the ducks. Now, I know that there is a lot of controversy on whether or not you should actually feed the ducks, because probably it's not good for them, but it does bring back a lot of happy memories for me from when I was a kid. So as I mentioned, there's a lot of different restaurants and buildings and things to see in this one little area. And on the corner here, right before the pandemic started, they were building a restaurant with a really cool looking outdoor area to eat. And I don't know if the building process has stopped yet or not, but we could use a few other restaurants that aren't primarily bars in this area. So that hopefully will be built, and it will be a lot of fun when things open back up. This next antique store is probably the best antique store in the area. It's on the right-hand side or left-hand side, and it is Fans and Stoves Antique Mall. I see here they've redone the outside of their store. It looks really nice, but this is about the size of a small warehouse, and the owners are fabulous. They've known me for a long time. They always give discounts. I can kind of haggle on the prices. They have a great vintage brooch section if you love that. So really cool store. I've gotten a lot of my typewriter tins from there. Now this roundabout is the traffic joke of the town, as I say, because no one ever knows what to do. There's a red and yellow flashing light, and all the cars sort of pile up and yell at each other, honk, and wave each other on, just really confused. Our local news even did a story on it, and I just think that was great because the lady was out there with her arms up in the air, sort of saying, like, what do we do? No one seems to know. So that was very funny, and I love that little corner. So all these houses are different, and the colors are just really spectacular. I think each one kind of adds its own unique character to the area. And the street that I'm going to turn down in just a minute is called Osceola Street. And I really think that it is the best street to showcase some of the architecture in this area. There is a yellow house here on the corner, and it's probably one of my favorite houses just because I think that the yellow really stands out. It's a unique color, and it certainly is very, very cheery. And we could all use that during this time, just a little bit of cheer. Now, my favorite style of architecture has to be Victorian, and there are definitely some Victorian houses along the way here, as well as some very cute bungalows. And the landscape is just beautiful, too. I love the way the trees kind of arch over the streets here, and it just is a lovely, lovely place to be. Again, at Christmas time, they do so much, and they do have a historic homes tour around that time where you can go in and visit some of the older homes. Most of them, like I said, are on the historic register, so there's a lot of history behind each one. And on the tour, you get to learn about each house. I don't know if they're going to do that this year or not. There was talks of them ending it, and hopefully they don't. There's another beautiful Victorian house. I love stained glass in a window or in a door. I just think that's spectacular, and one day I would love to have that on my own house. Ooh, that's what we call the pink house. It's bright pink. And then this house here is just beautiful with that wraparound porch. Very, very southern. So that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a big old thumbs up and make sure to comment down below. A big shout out and thank you to Fat Bird Finds for this great challenge. I hope you will go subscribe to their channel and mine, Vintage and Vinyl, and make sure to follow all the other videos in the playlist for the Fat Bird Finds Your Hometown Challenge. I can't wait to see everybody's submissions. I know they're going to be wonderful, and this is a very good way to see the world through YouTube. So again, thank thank you, Fatbird Finds. This has been a great day to take a drive, and I really enjoyed showing you my area. So for now, please stay in, stay safe, and binge YouTube.